guys, welcome back to my channel if you're new here. Hi, my name's Ella. I film fun college lifestyle and beauty videos. Today I wanted to share with you guys kind of just like the reality and the logistics of being in a sorority. I know some of my viewers are younger and a lot of you guys are like going into college, or maybe you're like a freshman and you were like, oh, maybe I want to do spring rush or fall recruitment next year. So here are just some tips and kind of just some things I've learned of my like year and a half, because I did it last year and then halfway through this year. So like year and a half of being in a sorority and being on my exec board. So if you guys want to kind of just learn my experience and maybe some tips that could help you going through recruitment, stay tuned. And if you guys want to see more of me, you can always subscribe down below and follow me on my Instagram to see more of my fun college life. So let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Hey guys, so I just wanted to show you everything that isn't really talked about when you join a sorority. These are all things that I've learned throughout my year and a half, almost 2 years in my sorority. I wrote down a list, so if you guys see me looking down, it's just because I don't want to forget anything. These are all really important points that I thought would be great to tell you guys. And if you guys are thinking about joining a sorority, or if you're in your sorority and you're brand new, you're a freshman, or it's your first year and you're just kind of like, I don't know, like if this is for me, maybe this can help you figure out that. So I hope you guys like this, and I hope this is helpful, and let's begin. So first, you're gonna, whatever you put in is what you're going to receive, just with like going to events, like going to things that like aren't mandatory, like going to sister, or at least like for us, like sisterhood events, date parties, formals, things like that, like making an effort to just meet people and hang out with them, like meet girls in like your pledge class, and like actually like for my pledge class we did like a group meet, and like you guys don't have one, be the one to start one. Like that's how you're going to make friends. My whole first semester I had one friend because I didn't go to things. I was kind of an introvert. I kind of just stayed to myself. And if you guys know me personally, you know I'm kind of like loud and crazy, and that's not me. But I was just it's really overwhelming to be around a bunch of people that you don't know really well at first, and then be like, oh, you're sisters. So it's definitely a little overwhelming. But if you're gonna put whatever you put in is what you're going to receive. Like girls that I know, or like situations that I know of for people who have dropped or things like that, it's because they didn't go to events. They didn't put in those effort to make those lasting friendships. So definitely I really recommend going to things, or if there's nothing to go to that week, do something yourself. Be like, hey, does anyone want to meet up at the library and order pizza and do like an all-night study sesh or something? So yeah, that's definitely something that I learned the hard way, but I did get past it. Now I have an amazing group of friends, and they're all over my Instagram. If you guys follow me, you know, you see them all the time. So they're great and I love them. For next, there are friend groups, but there are not cliques. Cliques are kind of described as if like exclusive, like you can't be in them. Like everybody's going to have like your friend that you click with, but everybody's invited to everything. For every event we have, like that's like like if it's just someone's birthday, or if we're all meeting up somewhere, we put it in the group meet. We make a Facebook group. Like it's like nobody's ever excluded. So it's definitely like very, or at least like I know in like my situation, I have friends in other sororities at Texas State and they completely agree with me. Everyone's really nice and really genuine, and I've definitely haven't run into any issues where someone's like, no, like you're not invited. Like, and if you aren't on the list, just say, hey, like would you mind if I tagged along? And I bet they're gonna be totally fine, and they're gonna be having big, oh my gosh, like Ella, we don't really know you very well, but like we would love to get to know you better. So definitely don't be afraid to ask to go. Next, you are not paying for friends at all. When people say that, it is so disrespectful. I literally like, I'm not a violent person, but I want to be when people tell me that. It's like, you are not all, like it's literally just like making friends in any other organization or any other club. What you are paying for is you're paying for your house and your house fees. You're paying for your headquarters fees. You are paying for events like date party, formal, semi-formal, mixers, and all of those things require a venue or catering or staff or security. Like you have to pay for all of that, or like your dues go into paying for that. And then like you're also paying for philanthropy events. That's something a lot of people don't realize, is that every sorority one has a philanthropy, and then like ours is Fighting Hunger. We work with Feeding America and Meals on Wheels and the San Marcos Food Bank, and we have to pay to put those events on. Like you can't just walk into a venue and say, hey, I need this. Like you have to pay for things, and people don't realize that. So that is where your money is going. So tip. Next, it's definitely where I think I've made definitely my lifelong friends. College is really hard. It's like, I know I'm really, really lucky because I'm part of the few percent of kids who get to go to college, or young adults, I guess. But it is hard. You're away from your family. A lot of times, like, you're really struggling to pay bills or pay for school, or you realize you have student loans, or just like you're not eating well, you're probably not sleeping well. Like, it's definitely is like a very emotionally draining and financially draining situation. Or if you're doing like, or if you're an athlete or things like that, physically draining. So it's great to have a group of friends that are in it with you and they understand, and it's a great like outlet of people to talk to, because sometimes I feel like sometimes there's one of those things that parents just don't get it, because even if they went to college, it was such a long time ago, times have changed. So it's definitely great to have people who get it. And with the whole college aspect, I am one of those people, like, I will stay at the library for like hours if I have to do something, and I do not like to go by myself. I refuse to go by myself at night, and it is great to have a group of friends that will always go with you. So you're not like by yourself. Even if like male or female, don't go anywhere by yourself at night. It's not safe, no matter who you are. Next is like the accountability. So it definitely kept me accountable, like, because you have to make grades, you have to pay your dues. Like, at the end of the day, like, we are here for school. So like, if you don't make grades, and like all sororities, at least Texas State I know, have a higher, like, we have a different standing than what Texas State requires. Like, we have one even higher for what you have to be in good standing. So, and every sorority is a little different, but so, and you can always look that up online. I don't, if you like want the specifications or anything. So yeah, it definitely keeps you accountable with grades. And if you don't make grades, I know my sorority, I'm pretty sure every sorority on Texas State does this at least, or the ones like I have friends and do this. We do this thing called proctor hours. So like, you'll go to a library, like, we all have mandatory study hours, but then you do extra ones with someone who did make grades, and you'll just meet up and be like, hey, I was at the library from this time to this time. And they'll also be there, like, they don't have to sit there and watch you, but like, they'll be somewhere in the library and be like, oh yeah, like, she was here and she studied and she actually like did her work. So it's a really good way to stay accountable and stay on top of your grades. And it's nice to have people who support you. And a lot of times, like, odds are sororities are so big, there's someone in it with your major or your minor, and they've taken a class that you are taking, or they're in it with you, and like, they can help you, or you guys can like help each other. So it's a really good way to do well in school. And with the whole financial situation, sorority, at the end of the day, you do have to pay for it. Like I said, it pays for housing, all of that. So it is a contract you sign, like, with your dues just don't disappear after you graduate. If you owe money, you still owe money. But it does teach you, like, if you are paying that bill, it does teach you how to like pay bills and do things on time. Because like, in the real world, like, you can't just not pay your bills, then you don't have water or electricity or any of that. So it teaches you how to pay for that, because if you don't pay your dues, you can't go to events or things like that. So it does teach you accountability with that. And with dues, I always recommend, I need to drink really quick, I was talking so much. Okay, with dues, you need to, I really recommend, so every sorority, I know, like at Texas State anyway, like, we give it out on a piece of paper, but like, nobody looks at it. They all just are like, whatever, I want to talk about sorority. But during formal recruitment, we give it to all the girls. But really sit down and look at it and see if, like, if you're paying for this, or if your parents are paying for it, really talk to either yourself, or if you have like a parental figure or like someone paying for it, really talk to them, make sure like you can afford it, because our dues are, we do ours monthly. So like, you owe a certain amount each month, or you can pay in full, but most people just pay monthly. And really make sure, like, if you, like, you can pay that, because like, there are payment plans, but like, nobody wants to graduate college still owing money to their sorority. That like, you're an alumni, but you're no longer able to like go to all those formals and stuff like that. So I really recommend really sitting down and like financially being smart about it and looking at it. And if you're not paying for it, really make sure like your family understands what it is, because like, sometimes emergencies do come up and stuff, and you really want to make sure that like, you can like afford it, because no one wants to be in debt, especially like, college is already expensive enough. Whether you have student loans or not, it's still really expensive. So yeah, it's kind of like my 2 cents on finance. And if you guys have any like specific questions, definitely I really recommend reaching out to whatever like ours is just called like Texas State Panhellenic, and you can look online. But whatever school, like if you're a freshman and you're like or like you're going to be a freshman this fall or something, look at that school's website, and odds are you'll find all of the sororities' Instagram or like finance chairs or recruitment chairs, and you can ask them and they'll be more than happy to tell you. I know our finance chair, like she was more than happy to like give you all the numbers and stuff, just so you know, because like it sucks going into it and you're like, oh, I did not know this was this much, and it's like, oh no, you knew, like we gave you the paper, but like nobody tells you to look at it. Look at the paper. Look at the paper. So it's important. Next is that it is time consuming. If you have to like work full time or something like that, this is something to consider, because you do have mandatory events like chapter, or like we have ours, it's called IRD, like International Reunion Day, initiation, things like that are mandatory. And if you go to those, like you can go to formal, semi-formal, day parties, mixers, like you have to go to the mandatory to be able to go do all the fun things as well. Like it's a balance. I mean, we do take like excuse notes, like because obviously stuff happens sometimes, like you can't get out of work, or like there's been a family emergency, or like I know for one of mine, I took a mini course and I had like I had a final and I had to like be late to something, and they're like, okay, like we get it, just as long as you show proof. Or one time last year I had to be flown from Austin to Houston emergency for my wisdom teeth, and because like it popped or whatever, like the doctor needed to look at it, and I just gave them like my flight, like the flight information, and then like my doctor's information. They're like, okay, like thank you so much for letting us know, like you're not gonna be in trouble or anything. So as long as like you provide like valid reasons and or proof for what is going on, they're gonna be totally cool. Just don't be like, just don't show up, like things like that. When people just don't show up, like it's frustrating, because like they do pay for catering, or like if we're at like a gala or something and we tell the venue this many people, like you pay per person. Like really make sure that you are being accountable for your actions so they can take the right steps. So, and then next is doing a position. It is a lot, like it is almost like another job, is basically a job, but I love it. It's one of the ways that I kind of was able to find a friend group and kind of just get more into the chapter. And it's hard, like at least like I'm in the South and sororities here are like huge and stuff like that, and it's really hard for people to like get to know you and stuff sometimes, and like outside of like your immediate friend group. And this is a great way for the chapter to get to know you, because like you'll probably have to talk about whatever your position does like at each chapter, like when you give like updates, and that'll be people be like, oh, Ella, she's the event planner and she wants to talk about this, or if someone has a question, like they'll talk to you, and like it'll be a little bit easier for people to get to know you, and you'll be able to break the ice a little bit easier when talking to people you haven't talked to a lot or never even talked to before. So it's just a good way to kind of like communicate and get to know people better. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I have to say about joining a sorority that like I feel like a lot of people don't talk about. If you guys have any questions, definitely leave them down below, or if you don't want to say them, you guys can always feel free to DM me on my Instagram. It's just at EllaBeeSwim. I'll link it down below, and I'll be 100% open and honest and ready to answer any questions for you. If I don't have an answer, I'll try and find someone who does. Like if you go to Texas State, or if you are looking for more like sorority information, I'll see if there's any way I can find that out for you, because I know I scoured the internet and watched probably every sorority video on YouTube when I was rushing. So yeah, if you guys want to see more videos about me and like being in my sorority, or like good questions to ask, like if you're rushing, or good outfits or things like that, definitely feel free to give this video a thumbs up, and I would love to film those for you guys. I hope you're having a great afternoon, morning, or night. Make sure you subscribe down below. I really want to hit 500 subscribers, and if you guys want to follow me on Instagram and see more of my college life, definitely feel free to. Link down below. Hope you're having a great afternoon, morning, or night. Bye everyone.
Hold your balance. I just say whatever, cause there is no way you're around it. Everyone falls.